Welcome to the Gritcast, where we get into the nitty-gritty of all things hockey. From the East to the West Coast. Here are your hosts, Matt Pierce, Nikosh Ganguly, and Darius Dominguez.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode number 25 of the...
26?
26?
26.
That's just a 25 on a document, my fault. I'm never going to get that right for what it's worth. But yeah, we're back. Some shit going on in the NHL, actually, to talk about. None of it great, to be honest with you guys. We are getting closer to the playoffs, so we're in peak March hockey, where nothing great is going on. But with that being said, the first thing that we do have on the list, before we get into some of the prior night stuff that's going on in the league, is the ramp up to the playoffs has officially begun. We kind of talked about it last week, where the games have gotten boring, but now teams are actually clinching, so the matchups are starting to feel a little bit more real. Just taking a look at the standings here, I mean, there's a lot of matchups to be excited for. I feel like the Leafs Tampa should always be exciting. There's still a little battle for the wild card spot in the East and the West. You have like Pittsburgh, Florida. The Islanders are definitely in there. They might make it, and then on the West, it's like Nashville probably won't make it. But you got like Winnipeg, Seattle's still in the wild card, so it should be good. But like right now, the matchups that seem to be pretty set in stone. Toronto and Tampa, and I feel like Devils Rangers seems like it's pretty set. Unless the Devils somehow pass the Hurricanes, they're down 3 points, but the Hurricanes have a game in hand. So, but yeah, other than that, what are we looking forward to going to the playoffs, fellas? Because there's a lot of good matches right now. Just doing a quick glance at it. I think the Oilers also have a rematch against the Kings, right? Planned. Mm-hmm. So that should be interesting. But there's a lot of good matches here, fellas. Like, if we're looking at the playoffs today, what's like a matchup that you would? Okay, what's a matchup that you would not miss? That your favorite team is not playing in.
I think Darius and I are going to have the same answer here and go Devils Rangers. That's the one I've been looking forward to.
Viewing, right? That's appointment viewing if you like just sit down.
Aside from that, though, fun. Aside from that, yeah. I would say it's not a matchup today, but I'm kind of rooting for it to be a matchup. The Islanders and the Bruins, because I feel like the Islanders on paper, it looks like they squeak in, but that's going to be a shitty series. Like that's going to be tough, I think, because just the way the Islanders play, how they're built, like they're kind of built like the Bruins, but also they're a little more defensive. I think the Bruins can be a little more flashy at times,
and just much worse.
Yeah, much worse, of course. But like just the way they're structured, like they're built for playoff hockey. So I think like I'm not saying they're gonna beat the Bruins, but like I think that would be a good series, especially for first round. That would be cool.
It all depends on Sorokin as well. Like you need him to show up for every single game. He can't have one awful game because the Bruins will capitalize on that.
Yeah, I think like Matt said too, like the Rangers and the Devils, like that's just gonna be fun. Like, I don't think there's going to be too much, like, the typical playoff hockey, like, grind in the corners and stuff. Like, it's just going to be fun. Like, they're just going to score a bunch of goals. There's going to be good goaltending. Like, they're going to expose each other. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And an interesting thing was right now it's Boston versus Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's just sending Pittsburgh to the slaughterhouse if they go play Boston.
Badly.
As much as I think Crosby and Malkin are, like, so amazing players in the league, Crosby especially, I feel like the Islanders kind of matched, like Jerry said, their play style well. And the Penguins have been so, like, lackluster this year. I follow a few Penguins fans on Twitter, a few Penguins reporters. Like, they're just not happy with their play at all. Like, even when they win, it's like, whatever. And it's like they're like fighting. They're fighting a different battle than the Islanders are. You know what I mean? Like, the Islanders are like, oh, my God, we're going to get in, let's go. Where the Penguins are like, oh, my God, like, I can't, like if we get in, it's like whatever.
We're gonna get slaughtered if we get in.
Yeah.
Like we should be higher.
With the Islanders, it's like if we make it, like we got a chance here. So I think the Islanders will make it. To me, that's like not a doubt. Florida's definitely in there. They play the Senators tonight. If the Senators win, the Leafs actually clinch their playoff spot, which is pretty cool. Against Tampa, so that should be good. Tampa has been kind of on a skid lately. Like they've been losing a lot of games and like getting a lot of goals scored on them. I don't know if right now the Tanner Jeannot trade has looked good for them.
I don't think he scored since January.
Yeah, and like we'll see. He had one goal with Tampa. He did have one.
Oh, okay. So I am wrong.
I just think at the end of the day, we'll see what they do in the playoffs because that's all what Tampa cares about. I don't know why Tampa's like the only team in the league that gets the benefit of the doubt, being like, oh, they're not trying, which is why they're losing 7-2 to like Ottawa or something.
I think when you've been there and done that, like you get the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, right? Yeah, but I think there's still a little bit of nuance to it. Like if you're like playing, if you're playing bad, like there's been a lot of like I saw like an outline of the numbers and like the Leafs and the Leafs and Tampa Bay. The Leafs have been much better like in terms of like micro stats. So that should be good. But in the playoffs, it's a whole new season, and that should be interesting. But Vegas being back in the playoffs too, I think it's gonna be exciting. Jack Eichel will finally get to play playoff hockey. And what do we think of Jack Eichel finally being in hockey past like the first week of April?
It's a new experience.
Yeah,
for sure it is.
Yeah, he's been in Buffalo like just wasting away all these years, and then last year obviously Vegas had too many injuries. But
and they still dealing with Mark Stone being injured. So
yeah, but they're a much better team, right? And now they got Quick in there. Like obviously Logan Thompson's had a good year too. But obviously like you want a guy with like they're probably gonna go with Quick, right? Like you want that guy with
the experience.
Yeah, the experience, right? Like he can be that guy in the playoffs. We've seen it. Like I don't think he was necessarily bad against the Oilers or anything. It was just like McDavid, like try and stop that guy, right? But
no one can.
Yeah, like that guy's stupid. But yeah, I think like it should be fun to see Eichel finally like he'll probably turn it up. Like he'll probably get to a new level.
I hope so.
Right?
I hope so.
Yeah, like it's playoff hockey. He's never been there before. Like I hope that he turns it up, and I think it's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, and some series that I'm just not interested in all. Minnesota, Seattle. I think I'd cry if I had to watch that. And also, underrated story right now. Seattle or Minnesota after like trading Kevin Fiala, and like thinking they were going to be sellers. Kaprizov got injured for like 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. They're first in the Central today as we record this, so that's pretty insane for them. Philip Gustafson has given them amazing goaltending. Good trade. But yeah, I think it'd be nice to see Seattle in the playoffs as well. That's good for the league when each team makes it. And Minnesota and Seattle is like, I think it's really for the hardcore hockey fan. You know, like if I'm a casual fan, I'm probably not tuning into any of those games unless it's like close with like a couple minutes left. Then maybe I'll chuck it on. But
or
like,
maybe if it goes like 7 or 6 or 7 or something like that. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
If it's the only game on, because like the Seattle games will start at like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. Eastern. So it's going to be the last game on during that evening. So it's like, it's something. So you throw it on. Yeah,
so I think that's that. But like Vegas and Winnipeg, that seems fun. Winnipeg has been on one of the worst downfalls I've ever seen. Like they were first. What division are they in? The Central.
Central.
Central. Yeah. They were first in the Central for a while, and then it's like when the new year came in, they just started being like one of the worst teams in the league. Shout out to our good friend of the show, Brad. He has been in shambles lately. The way they've been playing, and like I've just been kind of keeping up just because like I'm a friend of Brad, so in turn you know a little bit more about the Jets than maybe you want to, and I'm sure he feels the same way about the Leafs. So it's like, the Jets just stink. They suck, and they're gonna make the playoffs and probably get shelled by Vegas unless Connor Hellebuyck makes 45 saves a night, which he usually does.
Kyle Connor, by the way. Sorry, Matt, to cut you off, but Kyle Connor, I have him on my fantasy team. He forgot how to play hockey. He stinks. He was like a negative 9 points in the last 2 weeks.
He's just been he hasn't even been scoring goals.
That's what I mean. He just stopped everything. You just stopped like literally everything. Every game he's like a 0.2 or in the negatives. Like it's brutal. Anyway, Matt, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, it seems like the Jets are much better 5-on-5 than 5-on-4. Because remember when they had like Line A, Prime Wheeler, when that power play was automatic. Now
was
whenever
that
they get a
too?
Bufflin, yeah. But now when they get a man advantage, it just seems like they just like Darius said, they just forgot how to play hockey.
Well, another thing they do is they try and split the units, or like they barely play Nikolai Ehlers, who's like
that's criminal.
Crazy.
Who's probably like arguably their best forward. Like if they play the same amount of minutes, like if Nick Ehlers plays like Scheifele or Wheeler minutes, that guy is probably like a point per game player, like easily, and I'm pretty sure he has been with the low amount of minutes he's played. So they should play that guy more. But yeah, the Jets, man, it's rough. It's rough over there. They're too good to be bad, but they're too bad to be too good. You know what I mean? So It's like, what are you gonna really do? But Connor Hellebuyck, goalies in the NHL, all you need is like a goalie to have 16 good games. All of a sudden, you're a cup champion. So I don't know if the Jets are that good, but we've seen dumb stuff like that in hockey before, where it's just like you have a decent goalie. Like if freaking Ilya Samsonov was like, shit, bro, I'm Shesterkin now, and just saves everything. Like that can happen. Speaking of the Leafs, they won their game against Nashville last night. I fell asleep in the third period because it was a Sunday game against Nashville. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Second half of back-to-back. Joseph Bohl's in net. Wayne Simmons is playing. It's like I don't really know what's going on here, but they pull out the win. Tavares has 2 goals, and I believe he also had an assist. He's ramping it up. He's been great. You know what's crazy? The Saturday game against Carolina, Matthews had like 15 shots on net himself.
I think he tied the record. I think they were saying Dave Andrechuk had the record.
Yeah, he there's an article that came out from Jonas Siegel about how like Matthews starting to feel better, like his wrist, like starting. To me, it was weird because it wasn't like I was talking to my friends about this. It wasn't like progressively like okay, I'm slowly getting better. It was like one game he was bad, and the next game he was like how he was playing last year.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't understand, but I'm not complaining. The 60 goals things, it's been done. It's whatever. Congrats to McDavid for getting that. That's honestly one of the least surprising things ever. Pastrnak hit 50 the other night. And yeah, Matthews. It seems like going into the playoffs, that's all he cares about. So I'm interested to see if he just like hits another level. Come April.
I think a lot of people are putting a lot of pressure. Like the thing this year is like he's not. Remember at the beginning of the year, he's like not tough enough first of all, and then he's not going to hit 60 again. But to me, and he keeps talking about it, that his mindset's like already on the playoffs. Like we're gonna make the playoffs, and all I want to do is make it past this first round and win the cup. And it's like everyone's like dogging on him for that, and I'm like, are we sure? Because like all he's saying is he just wants to win the cup. Like I don't know if that's a bad thing. I don't know why we're dogging on him for that. Like that's encouraging to hear. And he looks like you were saying, like so much better. Like literally night and day. And Saturday against Carolina, like I know they lost, but he was dominant. Like every time he's on the ice, like he had the puck, and they weren't getting it off of him. Yeah,
they couldn't do anything. Even against Nashville last night, he looked good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not saying he didn't, but like Carolina, it was like so obvious. And one thing to touch on that I thought was funny with the Nashville game. I don't know if you saw it because you said you fell asleep, but Nashville gets within 1. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Here come the Leafs, and it's like in the final minute, not even like the final 10 seconds, and Tyson Barrie has the puck at the point, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is Leafs hockey, baby. Like I was like, this guy's gonna take a slap shot from the point, and it's gonna go in. He didn't. They ended up winning, but I thought that would have been poetic.
There was a screenshot from the Steve Dangle LFR where like Tyson Barrie's like the right defenseman. And he's just committed to the left side of the ice where his partner already is. So I'm sure Matt, you're happy as much as the Barrie experience was fun. I'm sure you're happy you got Matthias Ekholm now.
Oh, absolutely. I've never felt more calm as an Oiler fan as I do whenever Matthias Ekholm is on the ice. Like easily our best defenseman since Pronger, and that was 15 years ago.
Him and Bouchard, man, that's a great pair.
That's a fantastic pairing. It's just the fact that we still have to deal with Nurse and Cece.
That's crazy.
Other issues.
Yeah, that Nurse brings me to like reminds me of like the Morgan Riley comparison where it's like, oh, if you shelter him, he's good, but like you're not paying him to be sheltered. You know what I mean? No. It's like if you're getting paid in Nurse's case 9.5, Riley's case 7.5, you shouldn't have to put the guy in the third pair for him to be a serviceable defenseman in tough minutes. So that's one thing about Riley that I have a gripe with. It seems like every other defenseman is more defensively sound. McCabe and Brody are like they're just freaking blocks of concrete back there. No one's doing anything. And then Giordano Hall, they're better defensively. I know we give Hall a lot of shit, but he hasn't been as noticeably bad recently. Kerfoot's been scoring, so I can't really be
on a net. Yeah, I know we got one in net yesterday, but like.
Hey, he's scoring. He's scoring. Stop sleeping. But yeah, you know what they say: playing good solves everything in Leafland. If you suck, but someone like you're scoring, they don't care. But yeah, we will move on. The playoffs they're coming soon, so we'll continue to cover it on the show. And now Pride Nights continue to be a topic of discussion in the NHL, and unfortunately a negative way. We wish every time we talked about Pride in hockey was always positive, always inclusive, but obviously that's not the case. So recently we've had a few Russian players decline to wear the Pride jerseys. As we said before, Provorov, Lyubushkin said today or whenever they're not Ilya Lyubushkin of the Sabres, defenseman, that he's not going to wear it. The Blackhawks, them as an organization, decided not to wear their jerseys because they have like 3 Russian players there.
Mm-hmm.
And then James Reimer, very Christian, also he's not going to wear it. And then the Stahl brothers, on Saturdays, or not Saturday, it was a Thursday night's game against the Leafs. They both said, after many thoughts and prayers, they decided not to wear the Pride jerseys. And then after the game, they asked Eric Stahl, hey, remember in Montreal when you wore a Pride jersey? And then he was like, I've never worn a Pride jersey. My favorite thing was like on Twitter, like
that
the
video.
2 photos, the 2 videos. It was like, I never worn a Pride jersey. And you slide to like the next one, and it's just him wearing a Pride jersey. I love Twitter, man. I love Twitter. Like... I love Twitter. But my question for you guys is, number one, what do we think of like Provorov's snowball effect to the NHL? And number 2 is how do we I know it's pretty existential, but how do we actually make hockey genuinely more inclusive?
I feel like Darius and I have like the same thoughts, so I'll let him go first, and then I'll just add on to it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I want to be careful with what I say too, because like I think it's a bit like the mob mentality. It started with Provorov, and then all of a sudden all these guys are like, yeah, you know what? Like, I don't feel like doing it, so because he didn't do it, it's okay that I don't do it now, right? But I think at the same time, like, these teams in the NHL have their values. Like the Sharks, what they did for their Pride Night was awesome. Like, I know besides the James Reimer stuff, right? They were tweeting out facts and stuff throughout the game, right? Like, that's cool. But like I said, like it's like the mob mentality. All these guys are just piling in now. Like, I don't want to do it. And then like there's Eric Stahl that's like, you know what? Because of my beliefs, I don't want to wear it. But it's like, dude, we have video footage of you wearing it. Like what, a year ago, 2 years ago? Like that doesn't add up. It's just because now Provorov kind of set the standard for like, I don't feel like doing it. I don't want to do it. Or you know, not that I don't feel like it. It's like my religious beliefs and all that,
political,
right?
religious, all those.
Yeah,
they're basically the same thing.
So Reimer, same thing, right? And you know, if somebody wants to be like, you know, because of my beliefs and my religion, like I don't want to wear the jersey, then they shouldn't play either, because I'm pretty sure Reimer started in the game. Eric Stahl and Mark Stahl were.
Oh, and just to jump in, they sucked on Thursday.
Yeah.
Like, they were awful. I was watching Mark's not an NHL player anymore.
No.
Same thing with Eric.
Yeah, he hasn't
They're
been for
both
a few
cooked.
years.
They're both cooked.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue.
Yeah, if their names weren't Stahl, then they probably wouldn't be in the league anyway, right? It's just like that experience and name value or whatever. But anyway, I do believe that like Provorov doing it and then there being no penalty, like the team going out and saying this is what we're doing, and you're signed to the team, you kind of have to do what the team is doing, right? If you don't want to because of your religious beliefs, then you don't play. But because they were like, oh, just sit out, warm up, and then come play, it kind of incentivized these other guys to jump on top of the opportunity. Right?
Yeah, because they can just play anyway. They don't miss
exactly,
anything.
Right? So
play.
I don't know. I do think that if like it started with Provorov, like, okay, because the team was doing this and this is the team's values, then you can't play. I don't know if there should have been further punishment or whatever, but he shouldn't have played. There should have been some action there to kind of, I guess, control the situation, because now it's kind of like.
And I think a lot of people are like, oh, like people wearing their Pride jerseys is just them like doing what they believe in, and then him not wearing his Pride jerseys is doing what he's believing in. But to me, it's not just that black and white. It's a human rights thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being included in anything is a human rights thing. You know what I mean? And obviously with the history of homophobia in the NHL and in the world, you know, it's definitely a human rights thing to include people of the LGBTQ plus community in sport all over the world. So I think generally speaking, it's not about what your beliefs are. It's about like, you know, do you actually care for all human life at the end of the day? Yeah. And while they're saying they are, wearing the jersey is not doing that, because you're not, you know, you're saying like, oh, these people who, you know, they may be a little different than me, they don't matter as much to me, so I'm not going to wear the jersey. So and like I hate the statements where it's like, oh, I'm not going to wear the jersey because of my beliefs, but I still believe everyone should be welcome in hockey. Well, if you're not wearing the jersey, then clearly like you don't.
You've taken your stance on that, right? Like
exactly. So at the end of the day, I think
Just to add on, I feel like Brian Burke summed it up perfectly. I've got the quote here. Says a player wearing pride colors or tape isn't endorsing a set of values or enlisting in a cause. They're just saying you're welcome here. Just in every single NHL building.
No, that's all it is.
Yeah, that's really all it is. You don't have to, like you said, endorse it completely. It's a jersey. It's just a jersey letting you know, hey, just because hockey culture is toxic, you're welcome here.
And if we want to take it a step further, it's a warm-up jersey. Like, the NHL is doing very minuscule things to bring
pride tape, warm-up jerseys.
Like it's very. They can wear them for the whole game. There's more they can do, but that's a different issue. Like if they want
to. What are they really scared of? Like letting people see them in a rainbow jersey? That's what it boils down to.
I guess so.
Like, can't be seen wearing that. And then it's also kind of hypocritical because the Blackhawks, they didn't wear them because of the Russian players. But earlier on in the season, they had some sort of Ukrainian recognition night, and they've got Russians on the same team.
There's a lot of contradicting
going
on.
Apparently, the line is if you're you're of a different sexuality.
Pretty much.
But that's not honestly like to take it back. Like if Provorov didn't do that, this would not be an issue. This has snowballed incredibly since that happened. Like very, very quickly.
I feel like if the Flyers were like Provorov is not participating in our Pride Night. Because of that, he will not be allowed to play in the game. That's fine. Because the game is about pride, and if you're playing someone in the game that's inherently against what the game is about, then it kind of ruins it, I feel like. Even though the Pride Night may be good in itself. And then you also had John Tortorella being like, one thing I respect about Provi is he's always stuck true to his beliefs, which just adds on to the snowball effect. But yeah, man, it's not great for the league, but just want to say everyone should be welcome in hockey. I actually did a video essay on this. Thanks to Darius for the idea. When I was about to do it. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, everyone should be welcome in hockey. It's one of the main reasons the sport can't grow. A million reasons. We could do a 45-minute show on why hockey can't grow. Yeah. But it's just because it's so just here's the people we like in hockey, and if you're not like that, we don't like you. Like, dude, I'm a brown guy who grew up in Mississauga. Like, it's weird that I'm doing this show hockey wise. It's not weird that there's two white guys on the show with me, but I'm a brown guy from Mississauga. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, a big thing about hockey culture is like the toxic masculinity. It's like everyone, I'm woke. I don't care. Just accept everybody.
That goes hand in hand with playing through injuries and stuff too. Like very terrible injuries.
Gotta have grit.
Yeah, like
Bergeron punctured lung.
No, gotta.
If I had a punctured lung, guys, I wouldn't even be playing like video games. Yeah. Like what?
Please like my sport.
I get they're like super freak athletes, and they can their body's too faster than most. They can play through more things than most, but it's like, come on, bro. Like they used to have like a whole like commercial thing about because it's the cup. If you get hit in the face with a puck and your jaw breaks and your teeth fall out, get out there. Get out there and play again.
Fix your teeth after the playoffs.
Like, exactly. you're living in pain and retirement, but that doesn't matter because you won a cup.
You might not even have won the cup. You might have won 2 rounds.
Oh, you went. You
made it to the 3rd round.
Yeah. You never made it back, and now you can't walk. But you almost did. Like
look at that. You played a few shifts in Junior B, and look where you are now.
Yep. But anyways, just to put a wrap on that question. I'll wrap on this topic. Sorry. I do want to say on this show, especially, everyone's welcome. We don't have the biggest viewer base, but I'm just putting that out. now. All 3 of us are very much in agreement on that. If you based on the conversation we just had, and yeah, the NHL, they're far behind. I don't know. I honestly, I can't really relate to people that people of the LGBTQ plus community just because I am heterosexual myself. But I understand it from a marginalized standpoint. Just because again, I'm a random brown guy from Mississauga. I'm in a sport media program where it's like, I'll be honest, it's mostly white people. And now I'm here hosting a show with 2 of my white friends. So yeah, that's how it goes. But Darius, what did you want to say to?
I was going to say you touched on something very quickly about the NHL not doing as much as they can, or a good job, or not really understanding it, right? And I think if you want to look at an organization that does it right, like Pride Nights, Oshawa Generals, they get it, they understand it. It's a celebration, like it's the way they do it is right. And I think like the NHL and NHL teams should take notes from the Oshawa Generals. Like they do a good job. So they won't, but I just wanted to say that. Shout out Brandon, and they do a really good job over there.
Yeah, good for them. And now we will make a quick turn. It's never easy to segue out of these segments. But Matt, let's let Matt cook, as they say.
Let's let Matt cook.
Right. So the NHL announced what would it have been, Wednesday? It would have been Wednesday, I think.
Wednesday.
So last Wednesday.
Yeah, so it's been almost a week, but we haven't done a show in a week. So there you go. But the NHL signed a 10-year deal with Fanatics for all their jersey manufacturing, their licensing, all that fun stuff. Uproar from NHL fans about it. Personally, I don't think it's as bad as people are making it.
Nick, it is.
It just seems like they're just gonna swap the logos, hire all the Adidas people from the factories, do all that cool stuff. And as you guys know, I'm widely my main point on this podcast is I don't care about jerseys at all. If a jersey looks cool, I'll buy it. And if it doesn't look cool, I don't really think about it after that. So yeah, that's my take. I'm not really going to talk in this conversation because once again, I have no input because I honestly don't care who the jerseys are made by. As I said, if it looks cool, I'm going to buy it. If it doesn't look cool, I won't be mad about it. But Matt, what were your thoughts? First of all, when you first read it, and what are your thoughts today?
When I first read it, I thought it was a bad dream. I was like, there's no way they actually did this. Like, I heard rumors of it, I'm in multiple jersey circles, and I heard rumors like, oh, Fanatics might get it. It's like, no way. That can't be true. It might go to CCM, might go to Nike, because Nike has the NBA, the NFL, and the MLB, so they'll complete the big four, right? Nope, absolutely not. I read it, and then I hear Fanatics is taking over all the on-ice player jerseys in 2024, 25. And I thought, they actually did it. Money talks. It's unfortunate because the material of the jersey won't change for the first 3-4 seasons. It won't change until like 2027. They'll just swap the logo from Adidas to Fanatics. But I feel
the foldable logo is their big thing,
right? That's for like the breakaway retail jerseys.
Okay, I thought that was like their main thing is like, oh, you can fold the logo or whatever. So,
yeah, that's for the casual retail jersey.
Yeah, I have one of those. Makes sense.
They're only like $50 cheaper than the Adidas, and you thought, why wouldn't you make it a lot cheaper so you can have people access a jersey? Might not be good. I've seen
it's still something you can wear to games.
Ridiculous. Yeah, but it just cheapens the jersey. Because, like, McDavid, he wears, like, an Adidas jersey. And if you get, like, a McDavid Adidas jersey, it's cool. It's what he wears on the ice. But then you swap it to Fanatics, and it just feels cheap. Like, it feels like something you just got from, like, a random sports store.
Looks like those retro jerseys.
Yeah, the
heritage ones.
Like, the new Mitchell and Ness NHL jerseys. Awful quality if you haven't seen those, by the way. But it's just money talks. Like the NHL for years, they've had like reputable jersey manufacturers. In the prior years, they had CCM, Starter, Adidas,
Reebok.
Yeah. Koho for those.
You know what the thing is too? Gary Bettman always loves these like 10-year deals. Like make them shorter so it keeps changing and you get more money for them. You know what I mean?
Not only that, if it turns out bad, you can leave after 5 years. Like, what
was the, sorry to go off topic, it was like 14 years, wasn't it, between
the rights deal
NHL and Rogers?
Yeah, it's like
15 or something.
It was so long, but it's like I'm pretty sure Rogers loses money on that every year, because the deal was so large. And another thing is like, why would you not want to like? Okay, this is gonna be the weirdest fucking comparison ever, but just hear me out here. So when LeBron James was on the Cavaliers, you know what he would do every year? He would sign a 1-year deal because the max contract got higher every year. So sign a 1-year deal, max contract goes up. Okay, re-sign for another year because max contract goes up. So he could make more money every single year. So the NHL did like, you can't do like a 2-year deal with a jersey company because that's just too fast to turn things over. Why would you do 10? Do 5. After 5 years, you can be like, okay, well, if you want to come back, give us more money, or we'll go somewhere else that will also give us more money. But no, he's gonna make he's gonna do the same fucking shit for another decade. So it's like, what do you? I don't care about the business side of things. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? But once again, Fanatics, I don't.
Here's the thing though, I read or heard somewhere that Fanatics had the best pitch. They met with different suppliers and they had the best pitch. Nike pulled out. I think Adidas pulled out because Adidas doesn't want to do hockey. Nike doesn't want to do hockey anymore.
Adidas is done with hockey.
So they're like, oh, Fanatics had the best pitch. So in my head, I'm like, who pitched to them then? Mitchell and Ness?
No, Fanatics owns Mitchell and Ness.
Okay, so Fanatics pitched to them, right?
They own like every like minor.
Yeah, it's a monopoly.
Yeah,
right,
they own everything.
Right, but
like not even jerseys, but they also own like Upper Deck, don't they?
Yeah, and they do.
Yeah,
they
car company.
Now they do.
They do a lot of the WWE stuff. Merch as well. Yeah, they do everything.
Yeah. So they own all these little things now, right? So I'm like, okay, they had the best pitch, right? And like that sounds nice, face value on paper, but who else is pitching to them, right? Like, who else is in that room?
Who cares about hockey?
That's what I'm saying. Like, oh, they had the best pitch out of. Oh, they were the only ones who pitched. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, who else was in that room? Skechers and my grandmother. Like, oh, well, we gotta give it to Fanatics. Like. You know, like,
damn, I guess we have to.
Your grandmother had a great pitch, but unfortunately she can't produce as much as we need, you know? So we got to give it to Fanatics. Like, who else was in the room?
I don't know, man. I don't know what to say.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like CCM, they'd be cool because I know they make the minor league jerseys.
Yeah,
like Fanatics.
They do AHL, right?
They do AHL, OHL, the whole CHL.
But it makes the league look so bush league. Like, they're a minor league because, like I said, the NBA, MLB, and NFL they all have Nike.
Nike is like the top,
and then the NHL Fanatics.
Like Adidas is respectable because it's Adidas, but it's like Nike is like the top of like sporting like sporting stuff. Adidas used to be like pretty on par, but Nike has freaking everything. They do everything really well. And Adidas, they were into hockey for a bit. I was at the Adidas store yesterday. Like an outlet store, and they had like all the Leafs jerseys like 40% off, and then they had like I was like, shit, let me get a Drew jersey because I really like the bike ones. Mm-hmm. Of course, they're excluded from the sale. You know, so that was awesome. But like, yeah, the NHL continues once again to be bush league.
I don't know about you guys too, but like I like the Adidas jerseys. Like they look way better than the Reebok ones in my eyes. Even the Coho ones before that CCM. Like I know obviously. Technology and
the cool ones are dated. Like when you look at them, they're definitely dated.
I know things get dated as years go, but like in terms of the look and the cut and how they fit, like personally, like if I was to wear them to go play hockey myself, I like them. Like they look cool. I like the shoulder thing. Like they look cool.
So, I like the patch they like put on. You know, like the like. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool. That's it.
See, my favorite cut were the not like the Reebok Premier, but like the on ice official authentic Reebok Edge. Because they were like the old school like Coho and CCM, but they had like a much better fit. And like Reebok, they had it made. They had it made with Reebok. And,
Reebok was good. I liked Reebok.
And then they went to Adidas.
Yeah.
And then Adidas, this is another rant, but Adidas, the only way you can get like an on ice player official, like the made in Canada ones, is if you pony up like hundreds, hell, even thousands of dollars to get like a made in Canada one, because the only ones that are available in retail are the Indonesia made ones.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, with Reebok, you could get the Canadian made ones.
Well, the thing is too with the Indonesian ones, they're still like $250 Canadian.
Yeah.
Like retail price. Like that's actually the problem is NBA jerseys are like what $110, $130. MLB jerseys like the same price.
Yeah.
NFL jersey, well, it's also like material, right? It's a lot more material. Like that's such a big like. You know how many times I'm like shit, yo. Like I really like this random player on the Leafs who's not that good, but maybe I'll get a jersey for him. And then I look at the price. I'm not paying $300 for who like a David Camp jersey.
David Camp. I was thinking the same
guy.
Why
would I pay $300 for that? Shout out to one of my buddies in my program with Damo who has a David Camp jersey. I will say that. Shout out to him.
And can you get the official, not the official, like a custom, like the jersey? Can you get those customized anymore, or are those done?
I don't know.
think they're done.
Because like even that, like that could be like another way to show like, oh, I really like this guy. I'm not spending $300 on a jersey, but
like Justin, like imagine like a Justin Hall jersey. Like, why would anybody have that? But that's like $30 maybe compared to like $250. But I don't want to spend I don't have the kind of money where I'm gonna spend like $200 on like a joke. I'd rather just give me a Matthews jersey. I don't want to spend that much money. You know what I mean? Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
The other thing too is like if you ever go to like Pro Hockey Life, Sports Check, wherever, right? And they have the jerseys usually beside each other, and they usually have like the Fanatics over here and the Adidas ones over here. The Adidas ones aren't even like Matt said, like what they wear in the ice. They're close or whatever, but they're not even like the official thing, right? But they're still nice, whatever, and they're $250, whatever. But if you look at like them side by side, right beside the Fanatics ones, like it's a joke. Like they look like the knockoff Walmart jerseys beside it. Like it's crazy. Like the material is garbage. The look, like they're different.
You know what my thing is too? Sorry, Matt. Fanatics, like, okay, when I look at the home and away jerseys, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. The problem is when they try and do the alternate jerseys, it looks terrible. Like the St. Pat's Fanatics jersey, what a joke. The Drew jersey, the Fanatics one, what a joke. Like, I feel like their home and away jerseys, it's not that hard to replicate because it's like, what, 2 colors, maybe 3.
Yeah.
But when you get into like the alternate jerseys, it's like they don't like, because they have like special designs and all that stuff. So it's like it's just terrible. Because I have two. I got 2 home Fanatics jerseys. I have a Marner and a Tavares, and I'm like, obviously they don't look the best compared to the Adidas ones, but I don't mind them. I remember one time I went to the store. I was like, let me get a St. Pat's jersey, and this one here is an Adidas one. It's an Adidas Matthews one. And I was looking at the Fanatics ones. I'm like, dude, why would I ever pay for this? It's awful.
The difference is staggering.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Matt, what were you going to
say? What were you going to say?
When the Adidas jerseys were first unveiled in, I believe it was like June 2017, and then
wasn't it at the draft? Like at the draft, like was the first time they were like wearing them?
they had teasers before the draft, and then at the draft, that's when they fully revealed them. But it was during the summer, and Adidas was like, we'll do what Reebok did. We will make the on ice ones official retail, and then. They never came, and then like the retail ones, and then retailers were telling people, these are the ones they were on the ice. Not even close. That's not even close to what they were on the ice. 'Cause the players one, it's more of a straight cut, whereas like the retail ones, if you put one side by side, I could do that.
What are you wearing right now?
This is a Reebok
That's
Premium.
Reebok, you can tell from
like the 2016-17.
Okay.
But the retail one, you can tell the bottom sort of it's sort of like a bell shape, like a dress, whereas
it's like cuffed. It's like cuffed, right?
Yeah. Whereas the player one, it's like I said, more of a straight cut. And then
that's way better.
There was a collector who was one of the first ones to get like his hands on a player jersey, and he did a side by side comparison. They're lying to you. These are not what the players wear at all, and even like the material's so much different. So
of course.
Adidas, the fact that they tried to like outright lie, it's like these are what the players wear. Look at that, it's got a fight strap, everybody. It's like stupid.
I could even like when we talk about like who else could have gotten the deal, right? I look at like CCM for example, and when I was working in the OHL, the jerseys they had, I think the last year they wore them was the 18-19 season. I forget what type of jersey it was, but CCM was the manufacturer. They were like nice. They were kind of like an old school cut like Reebok, but they were nice. The material was nice. Then they went to, I think, Matt, correct me if I'm wrong. It's the one that the AHL uses too. Quick Light. Yeah, they went to that. Again, it's like a Walmart knockoff material. Like they're lighter.
See, the thing that bothers me about the Quick Light is the neck. It's got like the fake laces.
Fake laces. Some teams. It's the material is not real. Like it's like a fake Walmart jersey. I keep saying it. And then
the
neck
one,
patches,
like the NFL jerseys. That's what the NFL jerseys do, like that fake plastic on the collar. That bothers me.
Yeah. So you go from like actual like collars to this garbage, and then the shoulder patches and the logos are all like pressed on. They're not stitched in. Like the switch was like, I know it's probably saving them lots of money, but like the quality just, it hurts. And I don't know if you guys have seen either. My new favorite Twitter account, Fanatics Sucks. Have you seen that?
Bro, that guy when the NHL signed the deal, that guy was probably in shambles.
Off. He's still going up to 18 hours ago. But that's how many mistakes they have. It's crazy. Like, do you want me to rifle some of these off?
It's like the I remember I was watching the Steve Dangle podcast, and they were doing it like a news show does, like when they show like funny things and like they like live react to it.
Yeah.
And it was like Connor Biard or something like that. And it's like come on, bro. Or like my favorite one was the Jack Hughes jersey, number 86, and then the side numbers were 13.
Yeah.
Like holy.
But
there was the full Duncan Keith too. Did you guys see that?
Duncan Keith. Duncan Keith.
That's funny. No, that's
funny
that
though.
I wouldn't
that's
even
really
return
funny.
that. That's so funny.
No,
that's
but
so
like
funny.
My thing is like, especially with the 13s on the shoulder for the Hughes jersey, like not only how does that get shipped, like how does that get made? Like the person making it, are you not noticing?
They don't care.
In the moment?
They don't
do you
care.
Not notice in the moment?
Who made the Duncan Keith jersey?
I know, Duncan Keith. Oh, what's his name? Duncan Keith. Like
that is so funny.
Like it was so
that
like
is so funny.
And then look at this one. You go to the website. Oh, I want a Minnesota Wild jersey, right? Let's say I want a Minnesota Wild. So you have the option.
The any name 00? That's my favorite one.
Not that.
Oh,
that's fun. That's funny too. But like, okay, you go down the list of like popular players, right? So okay, featured players: Kirill Kaprizov, makes sense. Matt Dumba, Spurgeon, captain, right? Oh, perhaps I want a Marc Andrea Fleury jersey. Marc Andrea.
My favorite part is when
Fleury.
Wasn't there one where they spelled Spurgeon wrong?
Spurgino.
And then he signed it, and then like put it like, and then you wrote. Oh, that was so funny.
I think it was said Spurgino, and he signed it Spurgino.
Yeah,
which is just hilarious. Like, come on, man.
My favorite part of retailers is when they sell jerseys. And it's like, oh, you can like custom name, or you can select one from like a drop down menu of roster players, and it's outdated by several years.
Oh yeah,
because I went on one the other
like Matt Martin, number 15.
Like I went on one the other day. It's like select a name. It was like the new like Adidas Royal Blue Oiler jerseys, like number 8 Ty Ratty. It's like what?
He hasn't been you should have got it. You should have got it, Matt.
There's one I see here too.
Legend Ty Ratty.
There's one I see here. A brand new Detroit Red Wings hat, right? Red Wings logo in the middle, right? And then it has writing along like the hat, Minnesota Wild.
Oh, what was like the New York Rangers or New York Islanders, but it had a Rangers logo on it.
Rangers logo.
Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Did you see the Jets one where the logo was printed upside down?
Upside down, yeah.
Oh my god, that's low key. That's kind of fire. That's pretty sick.
But my concern too is like people getting jerseys and like they wash them one time and the numbers fade away. Like one time.
Or like shrinks like 4 sizes.
That too.
The only positive about Fanatics is their player made stuff, like the Authentic Pro line or whatever they call it. That's good quality. It's the other stuff that they make, because I have a few Authentic Pro hoodies, and like I wash them and they don't disintegrate. That's the one positive.
Okay, we've talked about jerseys for like 20 minutes. Let's move on.
I got a good one. I got a good one.
Oh my goodness!
Somebody ordered a Dylan Cousins jersey, the goat head one, the red and black. Yeah. They got a New York Rangers Hockey Fights Cancer jersey.
Did it say Cousins on the back?
No. I think it says Ryan Strome.
Oh, remember when our friend Mikey like didn't get the right jersey like
he still
6 times?
Doesn't have the right jersey. Like he's still. What did he order, Matt? You would remember. Wasn't it Zibanejad or?
I'm pretty sure it was a Mika Zibanejad, just like the regular home Rangers jersey.
Yeah.
And they sent him the wrong one 6 times.
So they sent him a Panarin, 2 sizes too small. I think I remember the story. 2 sizes too small. So he's like, all right, well, I got to send it back. So they're like, oh, yeah, our bad. Sends it back. Sends him back the same jersey. Like the same jersey. Like as if they didn't even open the box. They just sent it back.
They probably just returned to sender.
Yeah. So then he sends it back again. And then I think they sent him the right size, but again, Panarin. And he was like, screw it. And now he just has a Panarin jersey. But he wanted his Zibanejad jersey. Just saying. So I don't know.
He deserved it. Anyways.
Yeah. All right. Let's quickly before we get into a couple things. Jacob Chikrin is injured again. Just got to the Sens. So he's out. I just wanted to say that. And the Sens, they were looking to make the playoffs for a little bit. That's not happening. As we said before, McDavid gets to 60. He might score 70. We'll keep track of that. And David Pastrnak gets 50 again. And the Bruins are a wagon.
Yeah.
They basically they clinched first in the Atlantic before any other team clinched even making the playoffs. So, yeah, that should be
yeah,
be
they're
fun.
good. They're good.
Yeah, we get it, Nick. They're good.
so on this show, we obviously talk about a lot of stuff. Hockey is inherently controversial because they never get anything right. And that obviously sparks discussion in the comments of our shorts and our YouTube videos. So Darius wanted to bring something up about that. Darius, what was that?
So remember we were doing like the trade deadline stuff, and we were talking about like Patrick Kane to the Rangers. And
I saw this comment.
Do you know the comment I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So the guy, I responded to it because I'm a sucker, But the guy was basically like, "Oh, typical Rangers fan," and I was like, "Well, I'm a Leafs fan, right? So like, I gotta respond to this, right?" So I'm like, "Oh, actually, like it was a trade deadline show. I had the, I was just like saying we were talking about Showtime on Broadway, like I'm not a Rangers fan, I'm a Leafs fan, right?" And he goes, "No, your background is Patrick Kane, so you must be a Rangers fan." And to that guy, I say, "You're right. Let's go Rangers. They're gonna win the cup, baby. Let's go."
Nice flickering.
Yeah,
Nice
Darius, we
flicker.
can see you.
Yeah.
We can see you.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Hey, Darius, is that real?
Yes.
Oh, speaking about
You can tell
jerseys,
from the Adidas logo.
show us the collar. Come on, show us the
Zibanejad,
collar.
baby.
Show us the collar.
Matt,
Show us the collar.
I will have everyone on this
Show us the
podcast.
collar. Show us the collar.
Before I show you that, let me turn it around. I just want everyone to know that I spend my money on quality things, okay?
Yeah, low quality things.
Here it is. There it is. Reverse retro. Zibanejad, baby.
For those
Very
listening to
real.
the audio podcast, this is your cue to go to the video podcast and see
Yes.
the great jersey that Darius bought from a reputable retailer.
I bought it from
China.com, baby.
NHLshop.com. This is Fanatics original jerseys.
NHLshop.china. Okay. All right. But yeah, that's hilarious. Now, we are gonna wrap the show there. Thank you, for listening so far. Subscribe, like, do all that cool stuff that you're supposed to do if you like the content. Shout out Matt for paying for the Zoom call. As I said, gone up in price, and we respect him for that. Shout out to Darius, producing the show. Shout out to me for hosting the show, as we do. But the rap question is today. I'm gonna make it up, off the dome. Okay. So we talked a lot about jerseys. Now, what do you think? Hold on, let me see if I can phrase this right. Do you think that Fanatics will upgrade their quality once the full material switch happens? Matt.
Absolutely not, because they go quantity over quality, just to make a buck.
Do you think they'll still charge like $240 or whatever, $250 for an average quality jersey?
Probably. I know for the MLB jerseys, because Fanatics makes them, but they put the Majestic branding on them. And
Yeah.
like I think an authentic MLB jersey is like $450, and I'm not kidding. So I think they'll probably jack up the
That's
price.
wild.
That's why like the replicas are like they're like $120, $130. They're not that expensive.
That's still
Relatively
expensive.
speaking. Relatively speaking.
That's
My
not
bad.
like-
Relatively speaking. All right, Darius, do you think Fanatics will improve their quality?
I think that they have to, right?
Yeah.
Like realistically speaking, like they absolutely have to, especially I think what year is it? 26, 27 that the full switch will take place or whatever. But they absolutely have to, but in my heart of hearts, I know that they won't. And it'll stay the same and still be garbage quality. And they're just going to squeeze money out of people and it's going to be the same price. I know it is. But like, realistically speaking, like they have to upgrade the quality. They absolutely have to.
You can have those on the ice.
No, the players are going to be pissed. Like those things are going to rip.
The like iridescent like numbering they have in the back.
Nah, come
where it's
on.
like really shiny. They won't have that.
Come
I
on.
don't think they'll have that.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Like the rap question could be like, do you think the NHL will get things right? And the answer is always no.
Yeah. And
Because
my
of their track
opinion
record.
my opinion on that is I think Fanatics will upgrade their quality somewhat. A little. I don't know how much they'll do it, but I think I have little belief in the NHL and little belief in Fanatics. But if you're making the NHL jerseys, you got to upgrade your quality a little bit. But with that being said, fellas, thank you so much for listening. Everyone, audio, video, as we say. If you're listening to this in the day, have a great day. If you're listening to this in the night, have an amazing night. And if you're listening to this while driving, always drive safely, everyone. And we will see you all in the next episode. It's almost playoffs time.
For more content, visit our YouTube channel and check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to follow the guys on social media at Matt_Mondays, at Nick LaFlame, and at Darius Dominguez.